Theater is my passion, and to share it with young people is absolutely amazing. A lot of children, they're just automatically, it's natural for them to act out. By giving them the opportunity to take that a step further, so just not in a playground, pretending that they're Robin Hood and swinging from trees and stuff like that, but to actually put it into a structure. It's a real discipline. It's a real discipline. And that's why we do an audition process, because it's not just a matter of, oh yeah, I like to act, and then they're very casual about it. You can tell at an audition, those kids they love the stage. Now, a lot of them don't have experience. I mean, they're starting to now, but when we first got started, they didn't have a lot of experience, but you could see it. You could see it in their faces. You can see when you're workshopping and where the inhibitions, eventually as they get to know you, you're just a stranger at first, you can see the sort of peeling away, and those characters just shine. Kids are naturals. They're naturals.
So that movement makes more sense with the music, because the music has beats. So when we do it with the music, it'll make more sense. It'll be hard for Juniper to say that and for you guys to do it.
So this year is our very first musical with Pollyanna. We've never done a musical before, so obviously that means on top of anything the kids normally need to learn and do on stage in terms of lines, projection, they have to add to that learning the music, singing the music, and also learning and doing choreography. So there's dancing, so it's definitely multitasking for them. I think with Pollyanna, when Jan and I read the script, we just loved how energetic it was right from when you read it. And so there's nothing better on stage than the energy of these kids and how passionate they are about it. So when you combine that with the energy of this musical, it's just magic. So it is a challenge in terms of it is a full musical. We only have so much time. There's only 2 nights a week to meet. And we wanted one of those nights to be purely music, just because we wanted to get the music beautiful and right. And so it was basically 1 night for music, 1 night for choreography and blocking. And it is a lot to learn, but we started in January, so we made sure we had as much time as we could possibly have, and just kept going. And we also encourage, of course, just like, school has homework. If you're in the theater, you have to do your work at home as well. So we definitely encourage that. And I can tell every week when they come back, everything's a little bit better than when they rehearsed. So it wouldn't be if they hadn't been doing all their work at home as well. I just see constant improvement in everything, and I see every week they come back and they've got something that they didn't have before. So it's that progression of complete self-awareness, not only for themselves as people, but as actors as well, and characters on stage.
And then this is different because we do it 2 more times. So step to left, arms out, like you're feeling for the rain.
Jan, our producer, and then Lauren, our director, approached me and they're like, "Oh, we're doing Pollyanna the musical. We would, love for you to audition." So I was like, "Awesome, okay, this is gonna be so great." So I went and I auditioned and I got the role, and it's just been so much fun, so exciting. Well, I've done lots of musicals and stuff in the past, but I've never really done this big of a musical really on the stage, and then especially all with younger people, right? So it's a completely different experience, but it's been so much fun. It's been such a great learning experience, and all the kids are just so unbelievably talented. It's insane.
For every day, in every way, there's always something you can turn the other way and be glad.
What it was like to audition was Well, it seemed like there was a bit more competition because there were some kids from the Three Little Pigs who actually, they were in the show last year, but then they didn't make it to this one. So it was definitely more competition there. But it's actually, it's a very interesting show, and it's not obvious that it's a kid's show. It has some adult elements in it, and I really like it. And I think that auditioning for it was harder, but it was totally worth it.
Oh, hello, sir. How do you do? It's such a nice day, isn't it? Sir, how do you do?
Stop! Just stop. See here, little girl, we might as well settle this thing right now, once and for all. I have more things besides the weather to think of.
I played Mr. Pendleton. He's kind of an old Scrooge-like character, and how I kind of prepared to play for him was I actually kind of looked at clips of Scrooge, and I also practiced my whole kind of depressed old man thing. It was fun. Like it was definitely more difficult than probably being the troll, where you just have to have a funny accent, but I liked it. Trying to relate to a character like Mr. Pendleton, since obviously, like, as of right now, I don't have any like wrinkles or stuff like that, and I don't obviously look like I'm old. I have to kind of like have the sort of old guy kind of demeanor for myself, and that can be pretty hard sometimes because I have no idea what it's like to be old since I've never experienced it. So it was difficult to slip in there, but once you get in there, it's quite easy to maintain.
There is, Father taught me to see that you need to be glad to walk proud and free, and I don't need crutches.
I think the challenge is just to make her very believable. I find, with all the awful things that have happened to her, people would be very sad, especially a girl of her age. So I think just making her believable and making the audience love her. I looked at a bunch of different resources online. So I watched a lot of Anne of Green Gables when she first came to Avonlea, and she was just in awe the entire time. And that's kind of what I felt that my character was like. And I also watched a lot of Annie, just kind of to get her spunk and stuff like that. So yeah, I've done a lot of research. It's just made it so much bigger. I think that having the musical really just brought it, that step up. Everyone was so serious about it, with learning their lines and their choreography, and everyone worked just so hard. So I think it really kind of raised the bar up for next year and for all the shows in the future.
It is hard to do it sometimes, even in Red Gingham, because I wanted him so, but I didn't have anybody but the ladies like yourself. Oh, but I'm sure things will be a lot better now that I've got you, Aunt Polly.
The benefits of a program for children in theater is twofold. One, we made sure it was free. We know, so what we do is we tell the parents, you got to buy 10 tickets. Of course they're going to buy 10 tickets, but that's it. And they don't have to spend it. They can get Auntie Joan and Uncle Bill to come and stuff like that. So there's no barrier. They do have to get here, which sometimes is a challenge. We have one child comes in from Magnetawan, and we have others that are coming in from Rosso, and so they come from all over. So there is that parent commitment as well, and we spell that all out at the beginning. But other than that, the real benefit to a community is that we're instilling children who can speak their mind, they're memorizing, they're working as a team, they are making friends, they are getting confidence in themselves. For those who have never been on a stage and watch these kids from 8 years old to 16 years old, and especially these 8-year-olds, the small little ones, actually some of them are 9, but to get up on a stage and they've got their lines, they know when they're coming in. We've got very few adult volunteers here. We're more on like safety issues and stuff like that. They're coming on, they've got their props, they've got so it's responsibility, it's discipline, it's working as team players.
Theater is my passion. It's important because it's it really brings the community together. So it's a free program that's offered, so families who might not have the money to send their children off to other acting programs get a chance to do it here in a very safe and positive environment. And it really teaches kids to go up there and to take the initiative to learn their lines and and everything like that. And it gets them up stage with all their friends, and they can perform for their friends. So it's a fantastic learning experience for sure.
Parts I really like about the Theater is My Passion program is that you make a lot of friends, and when you're in there and you've made a lot of friends, then it's very easy to slip in there and go and do it again and again. It's a lot of fun. There really isn't any need to be afraid when you're performing on a small stage like this one, or when you're performing for a smaller audience, because it's more personal and you feel kind of like it's at a family reunion and you're just kind of playing for your family. It's kind of like that, like in Huntsville, kind of like everyone's your family, and so there's not much pressure towards it. I mean, there are a few times where, the very first time that you perform it, it can be pretty daunting because it's the first time that you've ever had a live audience. But I've found, and with the past plays we've done here, after the very first performance, it gets a lot easier. You can just kind of go on stage and you kind of know the feel, you know where people are looking, you really get to know the play much better as soon as you've got a live audience.
Pollyanna, 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 she's coming home today. Pollyanna Whittier, Pollyanna Whittier.
Are you Miss Pollyanna? Oh, I'm so glad to see you. Oh, of course I'm Pollyanna. I'm so glad that you came to meet me. I hope that you would.
Oh my goodness, I'll take a lot of things from this experience. I think just all the memories, making a bunch of new friends, and being a part of a production that just has so much positivity around it, which I think is really, really nice. Lots of wonderful memories.
See how Father said. Yes, well, never mind what your father said. You opened the suitcase, I presume. Oh, yes, indeed, Aunt Polly. I have a few.
Regards, he sends his regards, whatever does this mean?
Do you think Mr. Pendleton likes beads?
Who cares if he does or don't? Why, it's Pollyanna, Mr. Pendleton, a boarder.
Every day, in every way, there's always something you can turn the other way.
Theater is My Passion is an outlet for every child, whether they realize they have a passion or not. And it's a program that I started because I didn't even know about theater when I was young. And I think it's imperative that we expose children to live performances, whether it be music, going to see Suzuki School, whether it's to go see dance at JJ's Dance Studio or Muskoka Dance Academy, to come and see theater and to watch young people doing this. This is a full 2-hour show. This is a lot of lines and choreography and songs. And it's, your hat goes off to these kids. Honestly, I couldn't have done it when I was a kid. I can't even do it now, for goodness sakes. But maybe if I had started when I was younger, I could have. But it's vital. It's vital.